We are joined today by Arthur Fisher. Arthur, please tell us what your role in the United Church of God South Africa is.
I'm an ordained minister with a congregation in Kempton Park, and I visit various congregations throughout South Africa where I give sermons and help the members wherever they are by preaching and guiding them wherever they needed to be helped.
And then why did you join UCG SA?
Because many years back, I saw two articles. One was called the Dinosaurs Before Adam and Does God Exist? And because I always wondered about these things and I never could find any answers. And I wrote for these two articles, which I saw in the old Personality magazine. And I got these and they made sense to me because I always wondered, but no church ever could explain exactly what all this was about. And they could answer that because I always wondered about the dinosaurs because you never taught where they really come from. And I always wondered, where did God come from? And they answered those questions.
Which section of scripture do you find you refer back to most and why?
I think it's different from what's normally referred to because I've never known anyone else to use that scripture, but it's the one where Jesus is speaking to someone and they're discussing believing. And this person says to Jesus, please help me with my unbelief because I do believe. And that impressed me a lot. I like that because I do believe, I really do believe, but I always need help with my belief. I just believe. I just don't always feel I can do it myself. And that helped me a lot. That's a favorite one.
And then which of the fundamental beliefs of UCG do you find the most different from other modern faiths? And how do you fulfill this belief in your daily life?
There are so many differences, but I suppose the one that always sticks out is that all my life, or my young life, I was taught you go to heaven and you burn in hell. And that always just puzzled me. And then the churches I went to never really explained things because they always said you go to heaven. And the United showed that you don't, and they proved it so clearly, and I could never understand just why they never taught it. And that affected me because that opened my belief to so many other things, because then it jumped me into other parts of the Bible which just made me believe this church more firmly because they could answer that so clearly, which I'd never known before.
And then how has it been being part of UCG, and how has it changed your life?
It changed my life so dramatically because everything I used to believe changed. And because that affected me, I started studying and reading, and the more I read and studied, the more it affected all parts of my life, whether it had to do with eating, exercising, doing things, the way I spoke, the things I said, just affected my whole life. So everything changed from what I was. I was never, say, a bad person, but nor was I really a good person. But it changed everything that I used to do. And it changed dramatically. My whole approach to everything changed because then the Bible became the center of my life, and that's what I used to help me all along.
Why should viewers find out more about UCG South Africa from the website?
Because if they get involved there, and especially if they're biblically oriented, they're going to find that website is going to direct them to things that make sense. If you're religious, if you're religiously inclined, it's going to lead you to answers which you probably never knew existed, which got me, just as I got interested in the church. I think the website can lead you to answers genuinely from the Bible, which will explain what you are asking and will give you a lot of satisfaction, as it gave me.